Hi everyone, it's Anne from Curious Moon Design. Join me today while I go through this quick midweek crafty share with you and show you how I've made these lovely vintage labels. Okay, well, I've seen this done many times on YouTube. Just thought I'd have a go at it, see if I can make some nice labels. I've got a mixture of things. This is a shipping label, and I've just cut my address off and the company name, so it's just basically got lines on there, and so I'm going to use that. I've got these old labels in my drawer which I've had for some time. They're labels I bought that when we used to go away on holiday years ago and sent postcards, I would write out addresses on there so that they would be easy to post quickly. But they've been sat in the drawer, and look, they're virtually vintage themselves. They're quite old. So I'm going to use some of those, and these are fairly new labels, but they're a different length, so I thought that would be quite nice. And also I've got some sticky notes, so I'm going to try those, but I've got to stick them on something first that they'll store on, so I'll find something for those. So I'm going to get this ready. I've got this old chopping board, glass board. I haven't got one from a craft store, but this was very old, so I thought this will do the same thing of protecting my surface. So I'll cut some labels up, put them on here, and then we'll get working on them. Okay, well, I've got them all stuck down onto this glass tray. Some of the labels are a little bit white, and I'm going for a vintage look today, but you could do lots of variations with this. You could make them very painterly, so lots of bright colours, just paint on them, some abstract painting. You could also collage on them with napkins, serviettes, and papers that you have, tissue papers. So there's lots of different things that you could do by using these labels. But today I want to make a vintage look, and then I'll store them away. And then another day I might do a batch of painterly labels. So I'm just going to mix up some colours. I want a sort of just a very light brown, so I'll do brown and white. So I'll just get some water and put my colours together. Put a little bit of yellow in with that. And I'll just try it on a little. In fact, I've got a spare piece here. Might be a little bit too much. So I'll put some more white in. So just mix up your colours until you're happy, and just test them out on a bit of paper. So I'm happy with that. I'm just going to go over these now. I'll do these whole strips, and I'll do this one as well, and these I think are okay. So I'll go away and do those, and then I'll come back. Okay, well, they're all painted now. This strip I added some red to the brownie wash, and this strip I added green. That's come out as sort of a muddy colour, which is quite very nice. And that's the same as that one, but a little more intense. So I'll let them dry now. They've got to be thoroughly dry before I start stamping on them. So I'll come back and show you how we're getting on. Okay, well, we've had lunch, and in that time the tickets are dry. So these are flattened out nicely at the bottom. Don't know if you can see those at the bottom. So now I'm going to stamp on them, not literally. Now, I'm not the best stamper in the world, I have to say. I'm very messy and I don't always use a platform. I have got them, but I'm impatient with those things, and so I tend to use things in my hand. So I'm just going to stamp away. I want to do some black and then maybe some red and green, and we'll just see how they turn out. This is just going to be very random. Some of them will turn out nice. Some of them will be destined for the bin, I'm sure. That's why we have to use that glass plate or some newspaper, because it goes all over that as well. So I might re-ink and do a bit more of that. So I should have worn gloves. Okay, we'll leave that one. And I've got a musical notes stamp. I've had these years, I've got no idea where they're from. Right, musical notes. Sometimes use a brayer for my stamps. Okay, that's that one. I will wash those off later. So I'm going to now stamp with something like this. I'll go all over, and I've got lots of other stamps, pattern stamps, these sort of stamps that I'll just lay along, and then I'll finish with some red and some green on top. When I've done that, I'll come back and show you some other ideas I have to go on top. So this is another random method I use. I just put lots of different things on the platform. I don't know about anyone else, but I find stamping very messy. It's just me, I think. I get ink everywhere. So we'll try that. And although they look a bit messy now, in isolation they'll be lovely stamps, lovely labels to put on your work. Right, now I'm going to go on to another colour. I'll just let those dry for a little while. Okay, well I've finished stamping. I've put some red on and some old green bottles on here, because I'll be using these in various journals. I think I'm going to finish some of them off with these old stamps I have. So they'll just glue on in various places and just add more to it, or you could add little pictures, you know, some fussy cuts, all sorts of things to decorate them. So I'll finish those off, and then I'm going to bring one of my journals in just to show how I'm going to use the stickers. Okay, well let's find a spot to put one of the labels inside the journal I'm making. I might put one across there just to see what it looks like. Right, let's choose one. I think I'll take this one. Now you can always add to these labels once they're on, but it just gives you a quick go-to. Yeah, that looks rather nice. Okay, well I hope you enjoyed that today. If you did, please press the subscribe button and the like button, and come back and join me when I'll be doing some more crafty shares with fabric and paper. Bye for now, everyone.